Night 5 to 10, and the weekends, you don't have to be in office, but you do need to be able to have access to your computer because you're gonna get calls from people wanting to know the price of something. You need to be able to look it up. So if you've got a vacation planned or if you're going out on the boat or something like that, don't schedule yourself for phone duty. You're not gonna be able to do anything. Just make sure you can be home, you know, doing laundry or whatever, as long as you can get on your computer with the phone. Okay. So, on that note, if you sign up for the Friday evening, you're automatically gonna have Saturday and Sunday also. Because how it works is Melissa and Jen, they set the phones to whoever's on Friday night before they leave Friday afternoon. And then they don't come back in the office until Monday to reset it to the next person. Okay, so you're gonna have it the whole time. If for whatever reason a holiday falls after you're on phone duty and the office is closed, you're gonna have phones for the holiday too, because nobody's here to switch the phones to somebody else. So if you don't want phones Christmas Eve, don't sign up for phones on December 23rd, because you're probably gonna have phones Christmas Eve and Christmas Day also because the office is closed. Just a heads up. Same for like Memorial Day and Labor Day, 4th of July. If you don't want phones for a holiday, don't put the day before, because you're gonna have them. Just by default. Questions about that? Alright, so you know how to sign up.
Kelsey Rogers.
So this calendar pops up for the next month on the 20th. So on August 20th, the September calendar will open up. So weekends are the first thing to go. You can only have one
What's the
weekend
newest agent?
for the whole month. So if you want a weekend, get on there the 20th in the morning at like 8 a.m. when it pops up. You get your weekend because they're live.
On her photo, yeah, her hair's kind of pulled back right now. I can see like the long curls.
To go in and sign up for Friday on the 23rd. You can have 6 days assigned to you, and a weekend counts for 3. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So then the rest of the month you can only have 3 of them. However, Melissa and Jennifer have to have this calendar filled.
Yeah.
So if there's a day that you can do, even if you've maxed out your 6 and nobody signed up for it, then just have them put you on it. If it's within 48 hours, 4 hours. If it's like coming up and nobody signed up for it, just say, hey, I'll take that day, and they'll put you on it. A lot of times you'll see them pop up on the Facebook page like, hey, nobody's on phone duty today, who can take it? Just take it, you know, you're gonna get some leads. If you don't get any phone calls, you're gonna get Facebook leads. You're doing Facebook ads now.
Make a copy of it today,
Whatever
and then you
leads
can
come
watch it when
in,
you change
whoever's
the channel
on duty
here
during that
tomorrow.
time gets those Facebook leads. Yeah. As well as walk in and point out. Okay. So 6 signups per month. Substitutes 2 times a month.
And I'm sure that's correct?
Yeah, I mean, it is because they have to have them filled. So if you want to substitute for somebody, then substitute for somebody. Nobody else is doing it, just get in there and do it. Because I have to have it times filled. So like all these green ones right here.
Next week.
Yeah, like if you want to do Thursday, just get in there and snatch it up. You can go all the way to the 30th. September's not open yet, so it'll grade out. It won't even let you do it. And on the 20th, it'll open up.
So, let me see.
Weekday shifts 8 to 12, and then 12 to 5 is a separate shift, so you only have to sit there for 4 hours. A lot of times, what people will do is they'll use that 4 hours as like a designated office time. So you can, you know, work on paperwork, or you can practice putting things into DocuSign to go ahead and, you know, practice writing up contracts and things like that. But don't just sit there for 4 hours and do nothing. Like, make it productive, okay? The phone might ring once, it might ring 10 times. There's no way to know. So come prepared to like do something while you're sitting there waiting for it to ring. Okay. 1 week in a month. So the weekend will start Friday at 5 and go all the way to Monday morning at 8 o'clock. This says Sunday at 10, which really your phone may ring after 10.
So you need to print that document.
You'll have it until Monday morning at 8 o'clock when Melissa comes in and doing good.
Yeah.
If the weekend's still available 48 hours, that never ever happens, but if there's a weekday available 48 hours before the weekend snatched up, you can reach your 6-day limit. Mention the holidays, if it falls after your shift, go ahead and just sign up for that holiday spot as well, because you're gonna have it anyway. Okay, so all calls must be answered with, it's a great day at Keller Williams coming, so you can put your name in there if you want to, I usually do just for the habit, but it's a great day at Keller Williams is like the key. All of the phone duty calls are like that. So when you're on phone duty nights and weekends, it's gonna ring to your cell. When you're here during the day, it's gonna come from Melissa, and you're gonna know it's coming because she's gonna answer the phone first and then transfer it to you. So nights and weekends, when it comes to your cell, you may or may not know if it's a phone duty call or not. It may be somebody calling on one of your listings, just something like that. Answer it the same way for everybody, unless it pops up on your caller ID that's your mom or something like that. But regardless of who, if it's a number that you don't have saved and you know who it is, just answer it like that, no matter what. Because it could be a phone duty. And sometimes JD will call the duty person nights and weekends and test you and make sure you answer it that way. To do it.
Yeah, and last week I called because we were having some deal with the phones. Like you would call Orange Beach and it would ring to the Daphne office. And when I called, I got hello. And I was like, who is this? I was like, can somebody teach that person how to answer the phone?
So answer it right. So you must have access to a computer, internet, current agent roster. So where you can find the current agent roster, the same place, Internet Market Center, but you're gonna go to Documents. And down here is agent roster. Okay, this is a live feed, so it's constantly being updated. So what it does when you click on it is it takes you to a link, and then you can print this out, okay? So we've constantly got agents coming on board, leaving, whatever. People say, I want to use this email instead of this other one. So Jen and Melissa constantly update this. Like they're in it right now. Whoever this is, people are in it all the time. So you can print this out, especially if you're on a night or a weekend, because if somebody calls and says, hey, I want to talk to Sarah Turner about her listing, you have to give that to the agent they ask for. If they don't ask for an agent, it's yours. But if they specifically ask for an agent, you have to give it to that agent. It's that agent's need. So nights and weekends, you can't just transfer them to an extension. So you have this list so that you have their cell numbers. Give their cell number out. A lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know if they'll be giving their number out. If it's somebody calling about a listing, give them the number. Like they want the number. So you can just give them their cell. You can also say, just in case you can't get them, what's your name and number, and then text the agent, this person just called from phone duty, and that way they have it multiple ways and you cover yourself. Yeah. You don't want to be accused of stealing leads. That's not a good way to make friends in office. Exactly. So print that. You can take it with you all the time, whatever. You can also add links to this. You can add links to Paragon, everything to your browser, just by clicking the little star or whatever. So it's easy to pull up on your computer. Okay, I always have Paragon and my email open on my computer at all times. I also have my calendar with me at all times. So if they want to schedule a showing, I've got it right there. I know when I can go and show it. Okay, any calls directly asking for an agent by name should be given to the person the caller asked for. It doesn't matter why they're asking for that agent. You don't need to ask a whole bunch of questions. Just say, okay, great, here's their cell number. What's your number? And I'll let them know you call them, that kind of thing. Don't go into the whole LP Mama stuff. It's for the other agents lead. Don't waste your time on it. If for some reason they cannot get that agent, they may call you again. You can say, hey, I left them a message, but I haven't heard back yet. If you have also texted that agent and that agent has not called, then work the lead, because they're going to get frustrated and are going to go to a Remax or something, because that's the place where, you know, maybe they can get in touch with somebody. They probably can't because they have an answering service. They don't have a live person. But you want to make sure that they're serviced. And then In that case, make some notes, put them in your command, make some notes, I gave them your phone duty, I gave them the agent's number, I texted the agent at this time, they call back and said nobody ever called them back or talked to them or anything, so I helped them. You've covered yourself, you've got notes, work the lead, okay? All right, if an agent calls for a lockbox code, the call should be directed to the listing agent. There's no way you will know what the code is to the lockbox, so just give them the agent's number, and it's probably gonna be another agent that's scheduled to show that house, and they're like, hey, I lost the code, or they didn't give me a code, or whatever. You won't know what the code is, so just tell them to call the listing agent. If it's a consumer, they don't need the code anyway, they need to talk to the agent. If the caller only knows the property address and not the agent's name, consider it your lead. If they say, hey, I'm here at 123 Main Street, I'd like the price. That's your lead, they didn't mention an agency. Yours. Be physically in the office for the time we discussed, Monday through Friday, 8 to 12:5. At the end of the day, they want you to report the number of calls you got. There's a little piece of paper on the desk that says who was on duty, what shift you were on, and how many calls you got. Keep track of it. Any agent who violates any of these guidelines, misses a date they have signed up for, does not answer a call, or their voicemail is full, will be automatically removed from any scheduled duty for the remainder of the month, as well as the next 60 days. So go through and clear your voicemail, because there are times, especially nights and weekends, where you'll be on the phone with somebody and there's another one coming in. So you want to be able to let those people leave you a message. So clear your voicemail out, make sure they can do that, and then call them right back. If for some reason, we know emergencies happen, or God first, family second, so family stuff comes up and you cannot do phone duty, try to have it filled. Call another fellow agent and say, hey, kid's sick, I cannot come in, would you mind covering my phone duty? More often than not, you get somebody to cover it. Okay, just make sure you try to cover it. If you get a call transferred directly to you from the office during business hours, you must get the caller's contact info. So this is a problem we were having previously, and we left it on here because sometimes it still happens. It's supposed to now, when they transfer a call to you, it's supposed to ring as the caller's phone number. Before, it was ringing as the office's phone number, and there's no way to get the caller's phone number if you don't ask for it. There's no like call log to go back into. So just make sure you ask, hey, just in case you just get disconnected, what's a good number to reach you at, and get their call back. All right, talked about verifying the overall officer. Any questions so far? Okay, so if there are any hits on the KW website during your shift, you'll get those. It may be the next day that you get them, but you'll get them. So when they come in, it gives a day and time that it came in, and they'll link it to whoever was on phone duty that day and time. So if you get an email from General Melissa that says, hey, here's a phone duty lead, and you're like, I'm not on phone duty right now, it came in while you were on phone duty. You notice the next day. So just look for those.
And if anybody ever calls you and says, here's a lead, never reject it.
Say, okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Don't question it. Same thing with the Facebook ones. At the end of your shift, or maybe the next business day or whatever, they'll go through and see what Facebook leads they got from the day before, and they'll submit them to whoever was on it. So you make it like a list of 9 or 10 names, phone numbers, and emails, along with the Facebook ad that they were inquiring about. So you can call them and say, hey, I see that you may have some questions about this property on Highway 90. How can I help you? And they may say, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, okay, are you looking to buy a house? Like, just take them through, whatever script you have in your wallet and go with it. Beware some of the search. Yeah, so they'll use fake names and numbers sometimes on Facebook and on that internet stuff, so. But you may get a number, you may get a phone number that says disconnected, or it's somebody else, and they're like, that person hasn't had this number in 8 years, and whatever. She no longer lives here, whatever. So, okay, sorry to bother you, you know anyone looking to buy soaps. And see what you can get from it. always ask if they're already working with an agent. You do not want to spend time showing people properties, even one property, if they're already working with somebody. Jeremy just had this happen yesterday where somebody he had been talking to for a couple of months actually, would show you a house, they want to put an offer in on it. We were on the phone last night working up how to go through DocuSign and everything. We were gonna meet this morning to get it finalized and sent over to them, and they called us this morning and said, hey, so we weren't sure how this worked, but we're actually already working with an agent and she's gonna write up yet. So always ask if they're working with an agent, and they may even lie to you, but at least you ask the question and you can say, okay, remember when I asked you, this is why. Like, a lot of times they just don't understand that if we don't close a sale, we don't get paid for our time. So just always ask the question, are you already working with an agent? And a good way to segue into that is, have you seen any other houses in this neighborhood? Or have you seen that house before, or something like that? And if they have, ask them how they've gotten into it. Maybe they're just topping open houses. But if they've gotten into it with another agent, you need to dig a little deeper. Do you have a contract with that agent? Where did you meet that agent? How many houses have they shown you? Because the last thing you want to do is step on another agent's toes or waste your time with somebody that's not going to use you anyway. Okay, so always ask that question. More often than anything. Okay, questions?
The front, does it say 2 in person that you have to do to be able to be on phone ready? Is that 2 in person?
Yeah, and I don't really know the reasoning for that. They just changed that. We count this as 1. I don't know the reason why you need to do 2, other than those of you that don't currently have your MyKW set up, you may want to come again and get refreshed on how to find, how to sign up for phone video or something like that. And then the command camp. If you haven't already been through the command camp, do that. That's going to teach you how to work your leads once you have them, put them in your database, what to do with them from there once you're in your database and things like that. So, are y'all on the Hergen Rother group using command? You're not using it now. That's right, okay. I don't know if you were doing it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Other questions? Please, answer the phone, work the leads, next go.
And we'll just go here if you're going to do something.
Of course, I can thank you. Do I need to like repeat how to get to it or anything?
Yeah.
Any questions about anything else while you have me? Okay, cool. Good to see you. You too. Are you here for TV? TV.
I go all the way in here for kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
Save that next to class.
That's right. That's right. Do we have a sign-in sheet? Just pass that around?
Do we have one?
All right, y'all put your name on this piece of paper and I'll give it to Melissa, that way she can put you down for having completed one of your 2. Hey, Connie, what's the reason for needing 2 of these in-person things?
2 in-person what?
In the rules, it says that you have to attend this twice in order to be eligible.
That's a typo.
It's actually
It was written in.
Oh, they just made copies of that. No,
Yeah,
no,
okay, all right, so you're good.
because we want to make sure you know it.
Yeah.
Because it's real complicated.
Yeah.
That was my phone myself.
That outlet didn't work. I don't know if it's my computer. or-
That one never works when I.
Hey, yeah.
Right?
I know.
Yeah. I took some English shopping on the get myself some new things.
I love new pens. New pens and new paper. Like, remember when you were little and you used to go shopping there? Right on the news.
Hey, and you don't, Kelsey Rogers was attending via Zoom. I'm chatting with her. She's one of our new agents. Wave to her.